Hello. Jeez. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Man, I'm struggling. So, one thing that happened was, I guess because we were after the scheduled time, um, when I clicked start streaming on OBS, it went live, which I'm not used to doing that. Usually, I can click start streaming on OBS, and then I've still got to click start stream live, go live on YouTube. And I didn't have to do that today. And I think it was because it was after the scheduled time, maybe. But hey, Messy Modeler, it was weird. I had to go put in the stream key. I had to go do the redo the mic, and when I got home today, my computer was kind of acted like my mouse wouldn't move or anything, and so it actually said it needed to reboot and said it had an error or whatever. But anyway, I had to re-put in the stream key, which I might not have had to do um, um, if I would have been a little more patient. But I did have to put the mic back in, and I thought that was weird too. So anyway, how y'all doing today? I am tired. I have work that I kind of need to do, but I don't really feel like it. Something. Um, I'm not really sure. Although Gracie would probably let him come in and lick him. But I I really don't feel like working at all. Um, I've got making progress on some printers that I've been fighting with, at least. Not the resin one, but a little bit maybe, but not a lot. Um, with the resin printer, I keep getting flashing that doesn't belong if I'm on one part of the plate. I keep getting flashing that doesn't belong, and it's kind of weird. But it's the same model, so I got to do a little more troubleshooting. But it's like this extra resin's coming off the model in the exact same place, even if I change, change the resin. I took out the old resin, put in different resin, and still the same thing, the same kind of extra resin, extra material attached to the model. If I move that model to the other side of the build plate, I don't have those extra pieces of material, which lead me to believe there's something going on that other side, whether it be with the screen or the film. But over here on this side, the model I was doing though was having some of the same errors on both sides within the model, and I think that might have been some adjustments I made that I didn't make right. So I went in and I made sure that all that was real tight in there. One thing I've noticed is with resin is like if one of these walls, for example, in filament, if I'm within a millimeter on the model, it'll print and stick together. But with this resin, it'll kind of create a hole, a bigger hole if it'll detach if it's not in there real good. I've noticed. So, but I did some work on that mini train station. I got this is an in-scale roof for that mini Manassas station that most of y'all were in here, I think, when I was laying this stuff out. Here's the roof, and I did a bunch of walls because they didn't really come out great, and I don't know if that's a problem that I got with the printer or if that's a problem with printing them all four together. I was trying to do all four of them together, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to end up going in and doing these in regular angles like I always do, so I can get a real good clean print on there. I am going to try to clean these up just for fun, and to see if I can make them usable at all. But they'd be just for like mock-ups and stuff, but still. I hate to throw stuff like this away. Um, but I got 4 copies like this, and then I also have and I'll get a better view of it at some point. But I also have I don't know if y'all can see this right here, the way this is. Um, Here are the beams, beams for the walkway, and then here are the benches and the doors and the little railroad crossing signs. And this is just an all white roof here. Oh, you got a Harley Davidson, cool, man. And so I got some doors, and all this has got to be weathered. And there's the frames and windows, and these are the colors of the wall, but this is not the walls I'm going to use because I tried to use this filament. It's a little older. You got 2. Okay, 2's better than 1. When you got a friend over, they can write. Well, I don't know if you let anybody write it. I don't know if you would. And so, I guess I could possibly do a little weathering on some of this evening, but I don't know that I will. What I want to do, and I'm not really able to, is I would like to start that. I would like to start my next print on this piece, but I gotta go and get that piece off, and I don't really want to do that live, and because if there's any like extra flashing pieces or anything on there, then I'm gonna have to empty the vat and clean it out before I can run another print. And see, that's the problem, John, is I get these little extra pieces and they come off in the resin and they stick to the FEP a little bit, not bad, but so what I'm having to do is I'm having to strain the resin I'm having to change to clean it every time because I'm having to get to the FEP to scrape the pieces that stick off a little bit to pop them off, and having to strain the resin because those little pieces have broken off on there, so I'm having to strain the resin every time. And so like every print is so much maintenance right now, and so hopefully we'll get past this pretty soon. Cause I'm not far from. Yeah. I was thinking that maybe I had a bad batch of resin. I was just kind of hoping, but it, I don't think that's it. And where they came up in the exact same place, with even the different resins, and that was the same model. So like I said, maybe I'll put a different kind of model over there, but. It's weird. It's almost like there's something on the screen or that I can't see, or I don't get it. But I'm gonna keep troubleshooting. Now, Thomas, you're in California. I didn't mean to call you out like that, but I think you are. For some reason, I'm thinking that. Well, I mean, I'm not mixing them at all, Messy Modeler. I'm I mean, it's just one kind of resin. It's the same jug of resin, and I don't mix the two together. And I just I'm struggling with printing anything in resin. And I mean, I'm even looking at. I've even looked at the temperature of my house because they do say that resin likes 77 to 86. But I can't keep my house that high. But I was just thinking, maybe that's got something to do with it or something. But I've just not had much luck with this machine at all. So. And here of late, even the poor kids at school aren't getting anything printed because I did finally fix the Prusa's fixed at work that I got over there that I do for the students, and but the Raise 3D is acting up over there that I print with those for those guys with, and that's a good printer. And I'm having to get tech support with that one because there's so much to it. It's got a computer in it and dual extruders and all that stuff, and so I'm not gonna void the warranty by messing with anything without them walking me through everything. So, um, in the period of time each day that I don't have a class, I've been in Zoom meetings trying to get the printer fixed. So, um, not much of a break. But and oh my goodness, they're calling for a 50% chance of 1 inch of snow here on Tuesday. We're pretty excited. Yeah, Thomas, so you probably have some pretty nice weather for the most part out there to ride those in. And probably lots of people to ride them with, I would think. Oh yeah, they'd probably shut us down just for fun. But yeah, I mean, AJ, hey, AJ's never seen anything like that. The last time we even got had close to, we had an ice storm where we did have. I mean, everything was white, but it was ice. But that's cool. Um, we're in the 40s, high 40s right now. So 75. Okay. You're Southern California? I'm assuming. Oh, really? And so you were in the 70s in Northern California yesterday? Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty far up there. Sound like you around Humboldt. Maybe further. I was in Laguna Beach for a week. You're at 25 degrees, Messy Modeler? Alright, the Shasta area. Alright. I'm not real familiar. I got a couple friends that live out there, but I've not been to see them. I went out there for work. Um, I used to train teachers how to use technology, and I worked for a company out there, and they showing it's going to be negative 20 to negative 25 on the wind tonight. Ooh. Man, I'm trying to get my head around that. Two counties west. Okay. Well, I gotta decide if I'm gonna do any work or not. I really don't feel like. Where are you from, Clintonville? About roundabout. I feel like you might have told us before. Okay. Hey, Chesco, Orlando. I didn't realize you were that far south. Although I guess it's not as far south as, um, I mean, it's much further south. But uh, yeah, Clintonville. I can imagine. I can only imagine. Hey, Dave BNSFN Scale. Speaking of cold, he heard us talking about the weather. Dave likes it when we talk about the weather. Dave, we just started talking about the weather and you popped in. Um, anyway, AJ's mom and I got together during the ice storm. We ended up, we were hanging out one day and the ice storm came and we're stuck in a house for 3 days. 19 today. Dave's getting a tan. So, and that's the last time we've had anything ice or snow really late. And we had a lot of ice. Like there was lots of roads were closed. The majority of the roads were closed. I guess, Messy Modeler. Um, I had not been back from Colorado real long though. At that point, I don't think. Um, maybe a little while. Yeah, maybe I had been back a little while, but um, I was. I remember that we went to get her dog during the storm because her dog had been, by itself for a day in the house. And so we did go get her dog, and I remember that I was still pretty accustomed to driving on that kind of stuff. Um, so, or at least I acted like I was. What you got going on today, Dave? I'm kind of to the point now. Um, I've got two more ski lodges to put together. Got to print another one. I got one printed. I got to print another one and put one together. And but like all the little pieces and all that stuff are gone. Just got back from the car wash and the sub shop. Oh, did you get an Italian hot sub or what'd you get? Um, I could be doing one of those cranes for Anthony. And that'd be really cool if that happens. He and I've been talking about it, so we'll see what. Hey, speaking of Anthony, I just spoke on you. Just mentioned your name. Like matter of fact, I don't even know with the delay if you would have heard me before you said hello. I mean, just started talking about you, Anthony. I was telling him we might be doing one of them cranes. I said, hey. I said, hey. I was going through my list of what I've got to assemble still in my head. Whoa, hey. But oh, that sounds good. John, I told you wrong. the other day I mentioned the printer that I was wanting to get, and very good, very good. I mentioned the printer that I was wanting to get, and I told you it was the S1. And Gracie, don't do that. It's printing over there. Stay off that thing. Um, I went in and I had given you the wrong abbreviation. There is an S1. It was the maybe the K1 that I had been looking at. Anyway, I changed from that too though. So I'm gonna get the Ender 3 V3 Plus. Um, I'm not anywhere near Amherst, Anthony. I am so far from Amherst. I would think that I would need an air. I'd need plane tickets and off work and a babysitter and several spending money and yeah, there's lots of things I'd need to go there. Sounds like a ball though, but so the Ender 3 V3 Plus, um, it's funny. The Ender 3 V3 Plus will print up to 300, 300, 330, and up to 600 millimeters per second. Now, both of these guys right here are going at 100 right now. I can't even imagine something printing at 600. And so I doubt very seriously I'm ever going to print at 600. But the fact that it could do that, and okay. The fact that they could do that. When is Amherst? And the fact that they could do that is good because I mean that's going to save a ton of time because if you're going to be doing the bigger pieces anyway, they take forever, you know, and so it'd really be nice to be able to bump that speed up to 200, 300, and have 300 be half max speed. Okay, and have 300 be half max speed, you know. So, yeah, just email me if you would, Anthony, this evening, and let me know, you know, what your plans are for sure, and how you want to proceed with everything, and what your timeline is, and everything. That'd be great, just so I know when we're on the same page. I appreciate you. Thank you. And so, does the printing noise give you? No, the totally used to the printing noise. I don't hear it at all, but at least I say I don't. I might, but what I want to do is I I try not to spend too much time in here. Like I don't just like I try not to nap in here. For example, with both of them going. Now, and it is a really good room to nap in, but not when the printers are going. -9 when you got up this morning at 7. So the I think they even said something about the V3 being really quiet too. And I got a friend who just got the kind of it does. I tell you what though, Messy Modeler. When it makes a noise that is unusual, an alarm goes off in my head. Like boom. All right, thank you, Anthony. And any kind of like, and sometimes the printer will make a weird need to make a weird resolution. Like if it's got to do a sphere or something, it'll make an unusual sound for me because I do structures. I don't do a whole lot of spheres. And so when it goes into a sphere, my ears will perk up or anything like that. But as long as it's kind of printing normal, I don't really hear it. Now, like I said, this newer one is supposed to be a little bit more quiet, but it's not gonna matter because I'll have the other ones probably going too, so we'll hear them. But I got a friend who got the Ender 3 V3, Ender 3 V3. I think just that, but with the 600 speed as well. I just got the bigger capacity because um, what I'm going to be able to do is, for example, when we do this, like for example, the crane for Anthony, um, instead of the main beams being like 3 or 4 different pieces, it's going to be 2, you know, and that's going to give them a lot more structurally, it's going to make it a lot more structurally sound. I mean, you can make really good connections, um, you know, I believe so. um, but you know, you can make really good connections, joints, and pin and balls and these kind of things that are really secure. You can even do sleeves and things like that. But I mean, and as far as is it to look as aesthetically pleasing as possible and things like that. Hey there, Tammy and Ray, good to see you. The less number of connections, the better, you know. And so with this 330 or this 300, 300, 330, the way I'm seeing is I'm going to be able to lay, for example, these parts of the crane, I'll be able to lay them in a diagonal, okay? And I'll probably be able to get 340 out of them. 330, because it's only 300, 300 on the X and Y. It's the Z that's 330. But I'll probably be able to get 330 out of the X and Y because I'm going to be able to lay it diagonal across it. I'll only be able to print one at a time. But, you know, I'll be able to get 12.5 inch piece, single piece. And whereas a normal printer, you're looking at a 7 3/4 inch single piece. And so that's a lot of adds up to a lot of pieces. Hey Lee, how you doing, man? That adds up to a lot of pieces. Now, the other thing is the guy that's looking at the S scale ski lodge. I kind of thought that he had lost interest on me, but that's not what happened at all. He had some other circumstances came up, but he reached out to me and said he's going to be reaching out. So um, the S scale ski lodge was basically going to be undoable. Not undoable, but basically because it's, you know, the building 2 base would have been 6 pieces and things like that. And so I'll be able to get this down in S scale to 2 pieces, maybe 4. But as far as that goes with the 330 or the 300 300, I won't have many pieces that single wall pieces that have to have more than 1 piece at all, if any. I might have 2 pieces of the ski lodge in S scale that are bigger than 300, and if they are, then I'll have to cut those and do a dovetail joint. But yeah, I'm using OBS right now. I can do some switching. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Um, but if you would, describe what that is. I hate to keep asking you to email me, but if you will email me and ask that question and be descriptive as to what it is, I'll go into more details. Um, those are things that are difficult for me to discuss live and on the fly, and not being able to look at my CAD program or the video or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I would really like to be able to have enough time before I answer a question like that for you to be sure of what I'm talking about. You know, I just don't want to answer it and then be wrong. And so I'd really, it's because since we're in the when we're in the phase of planning and deciding and figuring everything out, I do like to make sure that I'm giving you accurate information. Um, because if I give you inaccurate information, it's only going to make things painful for both of us or me at some point. So I like to make sure that I try to be real careful with what I commit to and with what I promise to do. And I try to do more than I promise to do, so I don't end up doing less. You know what I mean? And so I just try to be really careful and make sure, because what happens is um, if I can get you a model that you're happy with for the price that you paid, then you're going to tell other people and you're going to buy more of them. If I get you the model and you feel like you paid too much for it, that ain't good for me or my business or you. You know what I mean? It's just not. So I try to make sure that I got something in my eye. I try to make sure that I price things um, that work for me, of course, because I'm important. But I try to make sure that I price things that when you get the model, you're going to be happy with it. Because if you are, then I'm going to sell more stuff to you and your friends, possibly. And you know what I mean? It just makes sense to me. It doesn't. If I overcharge somebody, it's not good for me. That little bit of extra money that I get, it does not equate back to what I get for taking care of somebody right and them being happy at the end. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. Um, I mean, you can squeeze people for all they're worth, and you're gonna get one sale out of them. And they're not even gonna be happy with what they got. But if I'm pleased at the end with what I got out of it, and you're happy as heck because of the model you got, I mean, it's really just going to work out for everybody better that way in the long run. So, anyway, long story short, to tell you why I hesitate to promise anything without taking a good look at it. So, what happens in 5 days? Forgive me, Thomas. Oh, I think I know. Yeah, never mind. We're not going to talk about that if that's political. Um, but yeah. Well, I, I hope it's a good one. And then it really, you gotta understand that even from my perspective, at this point, um, you still are guessing, and you've done as much work as you can, so you get a really good guess. And what I just try to make sure that I do is I try to leave plenty of time for me to get you something that you're happy with, and leave maybe some room if we need to work more later in the end too, if we have to. And hopefully we don't need to do that. Um, would it be great is if you finish it up 2 weeks early and everybody's pleased. Just have to see. A lot of um, oh, okay. I don't know how any of that works, um, but I do think that would definitely should be good for servers and the like. Yeah. Um, and I could imagine that that could get the taxes on that could get pretty high, Thomas. I do. I could imagine it would. So, one of the things about you know the project that Anthony and I are talking about is there are lots of things that aren't just, oh, you do this, 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 and this. There's lots of things in there to troubleshoot and figure out, and it's like a little puzzle. It's going to be interesting. And um, yeah, I'm not sure about. I don't follow too much about that, but I know my mama will benefit from one of those. I think. Oh, Thomas, it makes it a little more clear now. All right, so you do tax, and which I think I kind of saw that when I went to your page. And right now, you probably pay a ridiculous amount on that of taxes, and you're going to be able to um, have people pay less for the service and tip more and save money. I get that. All right, John, you have a good night, man. Thank you for coming. You got 4 screens on your PC now and 5 cameras. Wow, Lee. But you said you got a really good computer, right? Yeah, we'll miss you, John SRV. You have a good evening. Um, I I'm not really able to. Yeah, that's cool. I would like to get I would like to get a better computer. I don't know exactly which one would be best for what it is that we do. Um, but I think that um, one of the things that I could probably do is when this one goes out. Worst case scenario, I could maybe get like an extension or a credit extension through PayPal for my business because they offer it to me all the time and I just never take it. But if I needed to get if I really needed to get a new computer, I could probably go about it that way. I mean, you still got to pay for it, but at least I wouldn't have to come out with the money straight out of pocket from jump. So, now are you able to use OBS WebSocket? You can use OBS WebSocket with your tablet, so you can change the scenes on OBS from your tablet if you're carrying your tablet around at the layout. You might already know that, but that's pretty cool. Um, Yeah, well, one of the things that, like Lee, let's say you're running trains or whatever, or you're over working on the layout or whatever, and you're doing a video or you're streaming or whatever, and you want to switch cameras or scenes. Well, I mean, you can walk back to the computer; it ain't that big of a deal. But if you've got your tablet with you and you get the OBS WebSocket plug in on both of them, then you can change the scenes from your phone or your tablet or whatever you've got over there on the layout with you. So, um, yeah, it's helpful. Um, a lot of times I'll use OBS to make my videos too. If sometimes you can have one camera over here and one camera over here, and you can be doing you can be talking about part of the whatever this way, and then you can turn and look at this camera. You hit the transition, you can turn and look at this camera, and it's pretty seamless and looks real professional. And so, um, bells and whistles. I don't have the. I don't think I have WebSocket on this scene collection or anything here because I kind of trying to keep the resources low. I was having all that trouble with StreamYard, and you got a good camera to film on. All right, I need a like a well. One of the things that I just need to keep in mind that I do is when I'm going to do like introductions or things like that where I'm showing me and I'm talking and everything. Probably be better to use the phone because the phone is by far the best camera I have. Um, oh, you've been doing. I didn't realize you got a big boy, but yeah, if you bought a, you said big boys, that's more than one big boy. So yeah, if you bought more than one big boy, you probably do need to go back to work. All right, live tomorrow, 5 UK time, which is when American people are at work, Lee. Oh, yeah. Well, that too. The model railroad big boys cost almost as much as your Harley. I'm joking, but they are pretty dang expensive. Uh, I like Dave's schedule the best. I like Dave's schedule the best. Um, I actually like. I got home today, and I got home today and had forgotten that I stream on Wednesdays. It was like 4:15, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stream in 45 minutes or 15 minutes or something." And so I was like, "What am I gonna do?" And I'm gonna sit here and chat with y'all for a minute, and we're not gonna stay on super long today, and we're just gonna hang out for a while. Their payment for a Harley. Let's see what this says here. Uh, sure. So, yeah. Well, Thomas, it's not hard, and the almost forgot the trash cart that's even south of neighbor. Oh yeah. Um. So you're wait. Hold on. You're later than us. So 6 hours, right, Lee? So when it's 5 for you, it's 11 here. When it's 10 for you, it's 4 here. Yeah, I don't even get home till 11 your time. Oh, 7. I don't get home till midnight your time. So yeah, we looking at weekends on that, Lee. I catch replays. I know about them. I watched. I caught Ray Bobel's. I get up real early. I get up at like 4:30 in the morning, and a lot of times I'll get up and watch whatever live stream I missed because I go to bed so early. So a lot of times the like the streams that happen, in 15 minutes or so, or in an hour and 15 minutes or so. Um, by the time they come around, it's difficult for me because if I've been working all day and I've been working on the computer and the CAD program and all this, that, and the other, usually several different screens at one time. And if I've been doing that all day, by the time I get home, um, it's hard for me to watch chat. It's hard for my eyes to focus on the chat. It's hard for me to read the chat, and it's like it takes a lot of energy. Like my eyes, I have to strain kind of because my eyes are tired, and so watching the chat has to. It kind of takes effort for me to watch the chat, and so I don't want to watch the chat. Well, if you're not, it's hard to be in a live stream if you're not watching the chat, unless you go in there and tell everybody, hey, I ain't watching the chat. And I do that sometimes. But you don't want to do that all the time. And most of the fun of being in the live stream is chatting with the folks in the live, in the chat. And so the live stream isn't as much fun if you're just listening or watching and not participating in the chat. So a lot of times I settle and I end up just getting up in the morning and watching it. And then I can watch the chat at least then. I can't participate in it, but I can watch it more. And I do pay attention better that way because I'm not as tired. And I'm drinking coffee and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Lee, let me know when you do, and we'll try to get in here. And yeah, I'm Central Time. We'll try to get on here in the morning and catch up on the replay. We sure will. Hey there, Jerry. How you doing? You can just listen and totally not follow chat. I mean, I can do it. I just enjoy it better watching, following like chat. Like you usually have a pretty good chat over in yours, Jerry. But you stream a lot of times early enough for me to be able to, for me to still be able to kind of keep up for a while. It's the streams that happen after this that I maybe loosely follow it all. And what happens is I fall asleep a lot. Alright, I'll try to remember to do that, Lee. I remember to, I need somebody for Q&A. Oh, on my stream or on Lee's stream or on Jerry's stream or whose stream we talking about, Messy Modeler? And see, we had soccer practice last night, and I run as much as the kids. So, yeah, I'm not hiring, but I can always use help. Yes, we talk. I don't know. You might have been in there. What I told everybody to do is if they would like to, sometimes when I use StreamYard. See, I got to be on StreamYard. If I think I know what you're talking about, I got to be on StreamYard to bring anybody else in the stream. And you ain't kidding. Oh, I'm getting you, Messy Modeler. I'm slow and it's getting late. But yes, it'd be good if we could just do Zoom meetings and you could just come up on the screen and read the chat to me, and I could watch the live stream. That would be great. They could do that. You could do that through Discord, and you could do it for everybody. Jerry could have a live stream, and I could go in through Discord and narrate the entire chat while he was chatting, but I guess we'd be talking over each other then, so that wouldn't really work. Never mind. But yeah, Dave, being SFN scale, I don't get a lot of exercise other than that. You know, when you have the hobby of model railroading and modeling and 3D printing, you don't exercise a ton. And so once a week for an hour and a half, I'm scrimmaging with 8 and 9 year olds. And usually it's myself and the other coach and one or two of the offensive players, and we got all the defense and halfbacks on their end, and we're attacking at them. And so it's kind of fun. I get a little tired though, and you know that happens. I go to work, and then I come home and I change really fast, and I eat something, and I get in the truck and I go to the soccer practice, and I get home at 7:45, and I change and I eat something, and it's 8:45, and it's time to go to bed and get up and go to work. Come back, and then you get home and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take it easy, but never mind. I stream on Wednesdays. Totally had spaced it all day that I was gonna stream. Usually on Wednesdays, I kind of, I remember I'm gonna stream. I kind of think maybe a little bit about what I'm gonna do and if I'm gonna do anything or whatever. And you got a new webcam? What's it called, Lee? Mine are pretty simple. You slow too. Well, I begin to get to go brain dead right around now this evening, in the evenings. Um, when I'm working hard on a model and stuff, I just kind of get lost in it a little bit more, and don't have to think so much. But um, you threw that question at me asking if I was hiring, and I was like, "What's he talking about?" So the suspense. All right, Tim. A 1080p. You got a webcam from Temu? Is it tiny? Yeah. Um. Although I mean, it's watching the chat still about the same for me. It's keeping my eyes trained on anything, Thomas. What I thought you said, oh, from TMU. I thought you were talking about TMU. What is TMU? Is that the who? Um, so what I do a lot of, Thomas, is I kind of will. I actually they're videos, but I listen to them. Like I like to listen to videos about like theories on how the pyramids got there, those kind of things. Um, and so yeah, those are cool. Those are cool. The webcams that have the lights on them, they're nice. Um, so what doing is, no, AJ be here Friday, maybe Friday. Oh, that's all. That ain't bad. It's a good price. Um, so according to my schedule, it is the 15th. That gives me 20 days to put that one together. I gotta work on that. So yeah, we're gonna be. Yeah, okay. That's what I was. That's what I was curious. You just said it's not tiny. I get it. Um, So I got another ski lodge to put together, and I'm going to be doing this little mini Manassas station as well. I've got to get. I'm basically troubleshooting it now, and I'm getting it ready. And I think I'm going to go in and slice up these walls and all that stuff. And so Friday afternoon, when I get off work, since I didn't stream long today because I'm about to let y'all go. I'm probably going to get this model here that we're looking at ready to go and ready to be weathered and stuff. I'm just going to get all the pieces together that I've printed several decks of each of them, both here and over here. And so I'm going to pick the best pieces that I want to keep. And I'll probably come in Friday and be doing some painting and weathering to this kind of stuff. And then maybe Saturday morning, if soccer gets rained out, I might assemble it on Saturday morning before AJ gets here. But AJ will be here with me this weekend, so I don't know that I'll be streaming it all during the weekend. I won't be doing. Yeah, Dave, you have a good night. I probably definitely won't be doing the Saturday trains thing that I'm going to do every other week that she's not here. But she and I could end up doing something, coming on and streaming a model. But I don't know if I'll see y'all this weekend or not. I should see y'all Friday to do a little bit of work for a little while. And then possibly on Saturday. And then next Wednesday I'll be back. And next Wednesday we'll probably be beginning to work on another one of the HO scale ski lodges, which many of you have seen already. But it's work that's got to be done, and I'm going to come in here and do it on here live, so I got y'all to chat with. I thank y'all for showing up today. I really do appreciate you. I hope y'all have a really good evening, and I hope to get to see y'all on Friday as well, and if not then, on Saturday, and if not then, next Wednesday. I hope to see y'all then. Thank you each and every one of y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Have a good night.